Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to day 3 of TTG Riviera Fest with an hour of content for you this morning. We're all focusing on the Americas. There are more questions in the polls tab, the opportunity to win a place on that much anticipated fam trip to Morocco with Riviera later this year. And I won't keep you much longer, but I'm going to hand straight over to Christian to tell you all about North America's must-see scenery.
Hi, morning everybody. As Madeline said, my name's Christian. I'm Head of Longhaul Product here at Riviera Travel, and looking forward to this morning's sessions. First off, we've got North America, and then we're going to go a bit further south, down to South America. But first up, let's look at some of North America's must-see scenery, and part of this session is going to be really interactive. So put your answers into the chat for where you think places are as we go through the pictures, and then obviously don't forget to answer the questions in the poll as well as we go through. So what's included on our long haul tours to North America? So flights from the UK plus transfers. Upgrades on flights are available. All of those are commissionable as well. Hand-picked hotels in the best and central locations along the tour route. Insightful excursions with local guides and some free time to explore as well. Breakfast each morning plus selected meals depending on the tour that your customers are booked onto. And then we have our own Riviera expert tour manager to look after your customers throughout each of the tours. Your customers will have checked luggage for 20 kgs plus, free Wi-Fi in most of the hotels, and then new smaller group sizes for 2026, which comes in at a maximum of 36 people, so a bit smaller on the group sizes from 2026. Moving on to the first slide. So we're going to go interactive now and get people to put in their answers into the chat, please. I can see people putting in good morning still. Any answers? Type as quickly as you can. Fastest finger first. So where is this in the US? Oh, yeah, we've got some answers coming through. Leanne, Rebecca, Greg, Janice. Yeah, really good answers coming through. Yeah, they're flying through now. Oh, one slightly off on that one, but it is the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, and that is part of our Classic California tour. 14 days of that tour, coming in from prices are $3,499, and highlights of that tour. You can discover some spectacular natural views in the Yosemite National Park, seeing some giant lumps of rock like El Capitan and the Half Dome, and some of the thunderous waterfalls, especially in May and June, when the ice melt is coming down. You get to see some of the world's largest trees, which are the sequoia trees, which was on the previous slide. And some of those grow up to 325 feet high, which is over 26 stories in a building. And some of them are 30 feet wide at the bottom. And that's in the Calaveras National Park. You can taste delicious Californian wines grown in the Napa Valley and up in the Sonoma wine regions as well. You get to visit 3 of the biggest cities in California, so LA, San Francisco and San Diego, with guided tours of all their famous landmarks. And then you get to explore California's Pacific coastline, visiting the beach towns and cities, taking a road trip along 17-mile drive, which is a fabulous scenic route around the Monterey Peninsula, with panoramic views of the Pacific Ocean and the famous Pebble Beach golf course. And then there are optional extras like a visit to Alcatraz, which isn't too far from the Golden Gate Bridge. There's also a Grand Tour version of this, so the Grand Tour of California and the Golden West, which adds an extra 3 days to visit the Grand Canyon, the Hoover Dam, and also Las Vegas, Sin City. And that's 17 days from just £3,899. So only an extra £400 on top for an extra 3 days on that tour. So moving on, the next picture. So what is this and where is it? Any ideas on where this is and what it is? Oh, yeah. Tracy's come through with an answer. Any more for any more? Yeah, it's looking good. Yeah, so this is the Grand Prismatic Spring in Yellowstone National Park. For those of you who love the Yellowstone series on Prime, that's in the Yellowstone National Park, and this actually features on the iconic National Parks of America tour. 14 days on that tour from £4,499. And some of the highlights of that tour are that you get to visit 6 US states. So there's Nevada, Arizona, Utah, Colorado, Montana, and Wyoming. You get to visit 9 national parks and 3 Native American reservations as well. You get to explore Yellowstone National Park, where you'll witness phenomenal displays of volcanic power that hint at the supervolcano that lurks below the surface. And you get to see the park's stunning geological and geothermal features. You get to see incredible rock formations carved by the elements over millennia, including hoodoos, which are a column of weathered rock in Bryce Canyon, grand stone archways in the Arches National Park. I'm sure they named that for a reason. And then rugged red rocks in the Valley of Fire State Park as well. So you get to enjoy these amazing natural wilderness landscapes, along with the Grand Teton National Park, Canyonlands National Park, while also looking out for native wildlife, including bears, elk, bison, moose, all those kind of big American wild animals. You also get to learn more about the Native American culture and history on visits to the Navajo and Hualapai Indian reservations, and you get to visit iconic US landmarks such as the Las Vegas Strip, the Grand Canyon, Antelope Canyon, Hoover Dam, and the Great Salt Lake as well. So we'll move on, but just a quick reminder to make sure you fill in the poll, and you can have an opportunity to win a place on a fam trip with that. Moving on then, so where is this place and what's it called? Answers in the chat, please. It's a bit of an iconic house. Oh yeah, we've got answers coming through, and I think everybody's pretty much getting it right. It is Graceland, for those lovers of the King of Rock and Roll, the home of Elvis Presley, obviously, and that's Graceland in Memphis, and that features on our Deep South plus Texas tour. Again, 14 days, and that cost comes in at £3,799 per person. And some of the highlights of that tour, obviously the music. You get to delve into the sounds of the South with visits to places synonymous with iconic moments in music history. You get to tour Studio B, visit the Country Music Hall of Fame in Nashville, and also do a tour of this very building, Graceland, the home of Elvis and the King of Rock and Roll. You get to see where President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas as well, and also tour the fascinating museum dedicated to that fateful day. Then travel on to New Orleans, enjoy walking tour with a local guide through the iconic French Quarter. You get to experience a guided tour of NASA's Space Center in Houston, where the Apollo moon landings were controlled from, hence the phrase, Houston, we have a problem. Visit the Alamo in San Antonio as well, where the settlers fought for Texas's independence from Mexico. So there's amazing breadth of different experiences on these tours, with everything from obviously music, assassination, old French Quarter of New Orleans, space and NASA, and the sort of cowboys history of the Alamo and San Antonio and so on. There's also a grand tour version of this particular tour where you add even more iconic places along Route 66 to your customer's journey as well. And that's 18 days from £4,799. So moving on, the question for this one is, what is this mode of transport? And this is a really easy one. I almost feel embarrassed to be sharing this one because it's so easy. Yeah, the answers are starting to flow through. And yeah, it is indeed the Rocky Mountaineer train. So this features on our Canada's Rocky Mountaineer itinerary. There's actually only 2 days on the train, but actually we've built a tour around it. So you get to experience the drama of the magnificent Rocky Mountains in unrivaled luxury on the train, which is the ultimate way to cross the breathtaking region of Canada. The 585-mile train journey takes, as I say, just 2 days, but it follows river valleys, passing through spiral tunnels, crossing the Continental Divide, Kicking Horse Pass, as well as the 500-foot steel span of Stony Creek Bridge. And you get to, while you're on board, enjoy the impeccable Silverleaf service on board the train, which includes 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, or you can upgrade to Gold Leaf, which is available as a supplement. The difference being that the Gold Leaf service comes in the double-decker Gold Leaf dome carriage with the panoramic wraparound windows that make you feel like you're actually in the scenery, which is amazing. Gold Leaf guests also have access to the open-air observation vestibule, which is at the end of each carriage, and then impeccable service complemented with a 3-course gourmet dining in the lower level dining room as well while you're on board. And then the tour itself takes in places like Banff, and you also get to visit Lake Louise, Peyto Lake, and also enjoy a tour of Vancouver as well. You get to travel on the Icefield Parkway, which I was lucky enough to drive up a number of years ago, and you literally have glaciers and fir trees almost as far as the eye can see. And it's one of the world's most scenic highways, and you actually get to walk on the 300-meter thick Athabasca Glacier after a ride on the snow coach, which is an experience in itself. So again, don't forget to fill in the questions on the poll, and we'll move on to the next picture, which ties in with this Canadian tour quite nicely. But where is this Holland America ship? I'll take a US state as the answer. Doesn't need to be any more specific than that. Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious. The answers are flying through. It is Alaska. So this, the Canadian Rocky Mountaineer Tour has an extension that we do to make it into a grand tour, and that includes a 7-night Alaska cruise on the Holland America Line's Koningsdam ship, and you're on full board with that cruise. And get to visit places that awe-inspiring Glacier Bay National Park, which is a World Heritage Site and home to actively carving glaciers and humpback whales. You get to visit places in Alaska like Juneau, Skagway, Ketchikan, and also experience a fabulous array of off-ship excursions as well. So that one is, as I say, the Grand Tour, Canada's Rocky Mountaineer and Alaska Cruise, which is just amazing because you've got the combination of land, train, and cruise elements as well. And why not add on the cruise element for customers while they're over that far? They've flown into Calgary and out of Vancouver, so why not do a cruise up the west coast of Alaska while they're there? Moving on to our final picture. Again, please remember to fill in the poll for a chance to win the place on a fam trip to Morocco. And moving on, where is this, and what is the name of the lighthouse? This one's a bit trickier. You've had some easy ones, but now it gets harder. The poll is in the. Someone's just asked, "Where's the poll, please?" It's in the chat column on the right-hand side of your screen. At the top, if you just click on the polls tab. Yeah, there's some answers coming through. We've got yeah, it's looking good. Some of those ones are correct. And yeah, Janice has literally word for word the correct answer. So it is in fact Peggy's Cove Lighthouse in Nova Scotia. And that amazing picture can be taken on our Maritime Canada, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island tour, which is 11 days from £3,199. And highlights of that include a journey along the Cabot Trail, driving through the Cape Breton Highlands National Park, which is some of Canada's most amazing scenic drives. You get to visit the Alexander Graham Bell Museum, following the footsteps of the author Lucy Maud Montgomery, at the Anne of Green Gables Museum as well. You get to discover the British heritage of sort of charming colonial towns such as Charlottetown and Lunenburg. Also explore the picturesque Halifax and unearth its military past at the historic Citadel as well. We'll visit Fairview Lawn Cemetery, which is actually the final resting place of the Titanic victims. And also you get to visit the Fort Anne national historic site to learn about a time when Europe's powers battled for supremacy in North America. Also spend the day exploring St Andrews by the Sea, which is a quintessential fishing town. You get to see this iconic lighthouse, Peggy's Point, and experience the world's highest tides at Fundy National Park, where you can actually walk on the ocean floor at low tide as well. So that kind of brings us to the end of the presentation. We've seen just a real few highlight pictures from our North America tours, and I kind of think just imagine how many pictures your customers will have on their mobile phones by the time they get home from just one of these spectacular tours. So many different experiences to take in on all of them. Does anybody have any questions? Add them in the chat. Oh yeah, Gail asked about the Alaskan cruise. Is outerwear included? Yes, they'll provide jackets and things like that for people when they go off the ship. But I would advise people to take a sort of reasonable change of clothing for sort of Canada, depending on the time of year. But obviously, Alaska and sort of that part of Canada can be a bit cooler anyway. So I would encourage people to take changes of clothes and warm clothing, especially for the evenings. Hi, Annabelle. Oh yeah, around how many passengers per tour. So if the departure's in 2025 and it's a classic tour, our maximum numbers are 49, but average at about 44 at the moment. From 2026 onwards, any classic tour would be a maximum of 36. And then we also offer signature tours in other parts of the world, which have a maximum of 25 passengers. There's also solo tours where the maximum is 25. And then how much time they get in each national park. It depends on the sort of day-to-day itinerary, but yes, there'll be plenty of time, sort of an hour or two for people to kind of discover the local area and have a bit of a guided tour around each of the national parks. Okay, brilliant. Thanks everyone for your time, and get booking North America.